कल प्रॉब्लम नहीं करते थे लास्ट में प्रॉब्लम नहीं किया गया
analysis of systems. Analysis of
गुड मॉर्निंग भी नहीं
systems
बोलता तो बोलता है हम
having analysis of systems having dead time
डेट टाइम
or transportation lag. Analysis of systems having dead time or transportation lag. Now listen here. Say, with respect to time, we are taking input x of t and output y of t. This is the input we are giving to a system. This is the input that we have given to a system. This itself is output. So the output also is beginning at the same instant of time. So I am calling this as curve 1. For curve 1, output y of t is same as input x of t because this black line itself represents input and output. Now we are subjecting a system to this type of input. This is the input, black line is the input, but output is beginning to occur after a delay. There is some delay. How much delay is there? 3 units of delay is there, as you see. But then the output is tracking the input. So I am calling this red line as curve 2. Now black line is the input, red line is the output. So you have already given input to a system, but the output is taking some time to track, trying to respond. After some delay only it is responding. Now this time delay between the instant system is subjected to an input and output beginning to occur. This time delay we call it as dead time. Now for the second curve, for curve 2, we write an output equation as output y of t is equal to x of
t minus t naught
t minus t. Now when this dead time is present in a system, then how it is shown in a transfer function? So if you apply Laplace transform to the second expression, applying Laplace transform, we have y of s equal to e power minus ts into x of s. So the representation of dead time in a transfer function is the factor e power minus ts. If this factor e power minus ts is present in any transfer function, it's an indication that the system is having dead time. Now when this factor is present, then how to do time domain analysis or Routh-Hurwitz criteria or root locus. Time domain methods, how to evaluate when this factor is present. So let us see what is the time domain approximation of dead time. Now consider this y of t is equal to x of t minus t. Expand this using Taylor series. X of t, t x dot of t, t square by 2 factorial x double dot, t cube by 3 factorial x triple dot, so on. This will continue. Now in this Taylor expansion of x of t minus t, then we keep up to first order terms and neglect all higher order terms. Why we are neglecting higher order terms? If you take higher order terms, approximation of dead time will become very complex. Why only up to first order we are keeping? Suppose if you don't keep up to first order, then y of t will be equal to x of t. there will be no approximation for dead time. So neglecting the higher order terms because it makes the approximation of dead time very complex, keeping only up to first order term, we have y of t is equal to x of t minus t into x dot of t. Y of s will become x of s into 1 minus ts. Now compare this with e power minus ts. So you see e power minus ts is approximated as 1 minus ts in time domain methods. For example, suppose if I have a transfer function k e power minus s by s into s plus 3. So we are asked to find the range of k for stability, or we are asked to draw root locus of this problem. Then this e power minus s is approximated as 1 minus s into s plus 3. You understand? Yes. We can use only time domain methods. Time domain methods means time domain analysis, Routh-Hurwitz criteria, and root locus plots. Only for these time domain methods only this is applicable, 1 minus ts. It is not applicable in frequency domain methods. This dead time, is this approximated as a pole or is this approximated as a zero?
Zero.
Zero. And where is this zero line? Right hand side of S plane. Where is the zero line? Right side of S plane. You see, this is a zero and it is approximated as a zero, and the zero is lying in right side of the S plane. Dead time is one of the forms of non-linearities in a system. If dead time is present, it means one form of non-linearity is now present in the system. Now this non-linearity called as dead time is approximated as what? Zero in right side of S plane, which means in LTI systems, zeros should not be present in right side, and neither we can add zeros in right side. If you are adding a zero in the right side of this plane, it means you are incorporating one or other form of nonlinearity in that system. That is why zeros of a transfer function must not and should not be present in right side, and neither we can add zeros in right side. You cannot add zeros in right side of this. You understand? Because as you see, dead time, which is one of the forms of nonlinearity, is approximated as zero in right side of this. When a transfer function has zeros or poles, but more specifically zeros, when a transfer function has zeros or poles in the right side of its plane, we call such transfer functions as non-minimum phase functions. We call such transfer functions as non-minimum phase functions. A non-minimum phase function means a pole or a zero if it is present in right side. More specifically, zeros. More specifically, zeros. So why we call it as non-minimum phase? What is the relation with regard to phase characteristics of that system? We will see now. Write these points. First point. First point, dead time is one of the forms of nonlinearities. Dead time is one of the forms of nonlinearities. And is approximated as a zero in RHS of a plane, and is approximated as 0 in RHS of a plane. Second point, transfer functions having poles or zeros. In brackets you write more specifically zeros. In RHS of a plane. In RHS of this plane are known as non-minimum phase functions. Are known as non-minimum phase functions. Third, continuation of this point. Listen here. We call a function as a non-minimum phase or minimum phase function because suppose if f of s is a non-minimum phase function, then the phase angle of this function as omega tends to infinity will never be equal to minus of p minus z into 90. Any general transfer function will have p greater than z condition. Any general transfer function. When omega value tends to infinity, p greater than z function will always have its angle tending to minus of p minus z into 90 degrees as omega tends to infinity. When we say a function is a non-minimum phase function, then the phase angle of such function when omega value is infinite will never be equal to this value. That is why we call such functions as non-minimum phase. Example, you take this example, we have g of s is equal to k e power minus s by s into s plus 3. Now this transfer function is approximated as k into 1 minus s by s into s plus 3. Because the 0 is present in the right side of s plane, we call this function as what function? Non-minimum phase function. अब कितने poles हैं यहाँ पे? 2. How many zeros are there? 1. Actually इसका angle क्या रहना? Actually speaking, minus of 2 minus 1 into 90. कितना है? Minus 90 degrees रहना. इसका angle. Actually speaking, when omega value is infinite, the phase angle of this function should be equal to how much? Minus of 2 minus 1 into 90 degrees it should be. Now let us see. Put s equal to j omega. This is g of j omega k into 1 minus j omega by j omega plus 3. This becomes k plus j0, 1 minus j omega, 0 plus j omega plus 3. Evaluate the phase angle of this function. Phase angle of this function will become 0 minus tan inverse of omega. This is 90 and this is tan inverse of omega by 3. This is minus 90 minus tan inverse of omega minus tan inverse of omega by 3. Now if you observe, phase angle of this function when omega is infinite, it will become minus 90, minus 90, minus 90. Is how much? Minus 270, which means this is not equal to minus of p minus z into. That is why we call such functions as non-minimum phase functions. Third point, LTI transfer functions. LTI transfer functions should be minimum phase functions. LTI transfer functions should be minimum phase functions. That is, their zeros and poles. That is, their zeros and poles must lie in LHS of S-plane only. Their zeros and poles must lie in LHS of S-plane only. So what is the minimum phase function? For a minimum phase function, suppose if f of s is a minimum phase function, then its phase angle value will be equal to this value. Suppose we have this transfer function k into 1 plus s by s into s plus 3. 1 plus s means this is what? 1 plus j omega. If no pole or a 0 is lying in right side here. So this is 1 plus j omega. So actually speaking, what should be the angle of this function? 2 minus 1. Minus of 2 minus 1 into 90, which means the angle of this function should be equal to minus 90. Because for any transfer function, p greater than z condition will be there. So the phase angle value when omega tends to infinity will always be equal to this value. So this is plus tan inverse of omega, this is plus tan inverse of omega. So if you observe, this is minus 90 plus 90 minus 90. How much is this value? Minus 90. Which means this is equal to minus of p minus z into. So if it is equal, it's a minimum phase function. If it is not equal, non-minimum phase function. That's how you have to check whether a function is minimum phase or non-minimum phase.
साउंड डिटेक्टर लगा हुआ है। साउंड आएगा फिर रिकॉर्ड नहीं
Finished? Let's know it. You see, time domain analysis or any time domain method, they are doing in the S domain. We are doing in S domain. For example, 1 by S plus 1, you are multiplying with 1 by S step input, and you are observing what is the response, and inverse Laplace you are applying and you are converting the answer back in time domain. So when you do this time domain methods means time domain analysis, RH criteria, root locus plots, these are all time domain methods. When you do these time domain methods in S domain, then S indicates time. S indicates what? Time. Because Laplace inverse is T only. You understand? When you put S equal to J omega, then it indicates frequency. Now, for example, suppose if this is a transfer function given, k e power minus s by s into s plus 3. This transfer function is approximated as what? K into 1 minus s by s into s plus 3. You are asked to draw a root locus, or you are asked to construct you are asked to apply Raoult-Davitz criteria for this problem. In any of the time domain methods, if you have these factors, 1 minus s factors, s is indicating time. Can time be negative?
No.
Time can it be negative? These 1 minus s factors, if they are present at any of the time domain methods you are asked to do, s cannot be negative. That is, time cannot be negative. So you can't take this factor as it is. If you are asked to draw a root locus, you can't take this factor as it is. If you are asked to apply RH criteria, you can't take this factor as it is. This 1 minus s factor, s is negative here. This has to be represented as s minus 1. S cannot be negative. Since s cannot be, because s is an indicator of time, and time cannot be negative. You have to compulsorily show it as, make this s as positive. Now, suppose RH criteria you want to apply. What is RH criteria? You have to construct 1 plus GSH is equal to 0. Yes or no? Whether you take this one or this one, characteristic equation will remain same. But in the representation you have to take this one. अब 1 plus GSH is आप इससे कंस्ट्रक्ट करो या इससे करो. 1 plus GSH is equal to 0. That 1 plus GSH is equal to 0 equation will remain same. But so Raoult-Davitz criteria, it does not make any difference whether you take this one or this one. But in root locus it makes lot of difference. Because in root locus you are not taking 1 plus GSH is equal to 0. What are you taking? GSH is equal to minus 1. Since you are taking GSH is equal to minus 1, because this factor you are making s positive, you are taking out minus 1 common, which has made this gain negative here. Gain has become negative here. Because the gain has become negative, g of s h of s equal to minus 1 will become g of s h of s equal to plus 1. Minus minus will get cancelled and it will become g of s h of s equal to plus 1. You understand? So Raoult-Davitz criteria में कोई फर्क नहीं आएगा whether you take this one or this one. क्योंकि Raoult-Davitz criteria क्या है? 1 plus GSH is equal to 0 है वो. ये लो या ये लो, it will remain, characteristic equation will remain same. But in root locus plots, we don't take 1 plus GSH is equal to 0. We take g of s h of s equal to minus 1. And when you write g of s h of s equal to minus 1, g of s h of s equal to minus 1. What happened? G of s h of s equal to plus 1 it has been. Yes or no? Whatever rules we have learned till now, are these rules applicable for g of s, h of s equal to -1, or are these rules applicable for g of s, h of s equal to +1? If g of s, h of s becomes +1, you can't apply these rules. You understand? And when will this g of s, h of s become +1? For negative feedback systems, if the gain is negative. For negative feedback systems, if the gain is negative, the characteristic equation will become 1 minus GSH is equal to 0, which will make G of S, H of S equal to +1. Or positive feedback systems. Positive feedback systems, gain is positive there, but still the characteristic equation becomes how much? G of S, H of S equal to 1 +1. And whenever the characteristic equation becomes G of S, H of S equal to +1, for such type of transfer functions, for such type of characteristic equations, we have to draw inverse root locus, abbreviated as IRL, or complementary root locus, abbreviated as CRL. Now the condition whether we have to draw RL or whether we have to draw CRL depends on what? GSH is equal to -1 or +1 condition. This you should remember. What is happening to the characteristic equation? Whether it is becoming G of S, H of S equal to +1, or whether it is becoming G of S, H of S equal to -1. Based on this condition, you have to draw RL or CRL. For example, just as an example, I'm telling you. This is given, this transfer function is given, and it is specified that the feedback is positive. It is specified that the feedback क्या है? Positive है. Assume, as an example, so 1 minus s factor है. You can't take 1 minus s as it is. You have to show it as minus of s minus 1, because of which the gain has become negative. And it is specified that the feedback is positive. A characteristic equation, what happened? Characteristic equation, whether it has become G of S, H of S equal to +1, or whether it has become G of S, H of S equal to -1. क्या ड्रॉ करोगे? रूट लॉकस ड्रॉ करोगे, नॉट CR. समझ में आया? तो RL ड्रॉ करना या CRL ड्रॉ करना, ये किस पे डिपेंड करता है? ये कंडीशन पे डिपेंड करता है. व्हाट इज द कंडीशन? G of S, H of S equal to 1 है तो CRL. G of S, H of S equal to -1 है तो RL. That condition you have to observe. ये नहीं कि गेन नेगेटिव है तो CRL डाल दो, ऐसा नहीं. अगर गेन नेगेटिव है मगर फीडबैक पॉजिटिव फीडबैक है, क्या ड्रॉ करोगे? RL ही आएगा. गेन नेगेटिव है मगर फीडबैक नेगेटिव है, क्या ड्रॉ करोगे? CRL ड्रॉ करो. So whether you have to draw an RL or a CRL, it depends on how this is changing. समझ में आया? Write this example. Till here you write, and this sentence you write. 4.8. Since S cannot be negative in time domain, one minus S factors should be expressed as minus of S minus 1. This is another important point you have to remember. Understand? So the same thing we need not observe this in frequency domain, because in frequency domain you put S equal to j omega. फैक्टर अगर 1 plus j omega है या 1 minus j omega है, मैग्नीट्यूड क्या है? सेम है. Accordingly the angle will change, because in frequency domain you take magnitude and angle. So ये जो 1 minus s conversion to minus of s minus 1 सिर्फ इसमें applicable है, only in time domain. In fact, in frequency domain you convert everything in 1 plus or minus ts form only, because there this condition does not apply. You understand? Next subheading was inverse root locus or complementary root locus. This is the condition for drawing the inverse root locus or complementary root locus. This is the condition. First one is angle condition. Angle of g of s h of s will become 0. 0 means plus or minus 2q into 180. Second, magnitude condition. Magnitude of g of s h of s equal to 1. This will remain as it is. Next, construction rules of CRL. Construction rules of CRL. Rule number 1. The CRL is symmetrical about real axis. The CRL is symmetrical about real axis. In brackets you write g of s h of s equal to 1. This is the condition. G of s h of s equal to 1. Rule number 2. Rule number 2. Same as RL. Same as RL. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. A point on real axis. A point on real axis is said to be on CRL E on CRL if to the right side of that point, if to the right side of that point, the sum of open loop poles and zeros, if to the right side of that point, the sum of open loop poles and zeros is even. Rule number 4, angle of asymptotes. Rule number 4 is angle of asymptotes. It is 2q into 180 by b minus z, where q takes the values of 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. So odd is replaced by even. Next, rule number 5, centroid. Rule number 5, centroid, same as other. Rule number 6, breakaway points. Rule number 6, breakaway points. Same as RL. Same as RL. Rule number 7, intersection of CRL. Intersection of CRL with j omega axis. With j omega axis. Same as RL. Next, rule number 8, angle of departure and arrival. Angle of departure and arrival. What was the angle of departure for RL? Phi d was 180 degrees plus 5. And phi a was 180 degrees minus 5. And what is this phi? Sigma of phi z, sigma of, वहाँ पे हम 180 plus phi, 180 minus phi, we have taken, क्योंकि -1 का जो पहला एंगल था वो 180 था, अब +1 का एंगल क्या है? 0. This is nothing but 0 plus phi and 0 minus phi. That means this plus phi and minus phi are nothing but the departure and arrival angles in CR. Understand? So look at this transfer function now. Now we are asked to draw root locus of this problem. This problem is given in the exam and we are asked to draw root locus of this problem. Because e power minus s is there, we have to write e power minus s as 1 minus s. In time domain, s cannot be negative, you are writing this as minus k. Gain has become negative. Because gain has become negative, the characteristic equation of this will change to g of s h of s equal to plus 1. So what are we supposed to draw here? CRL is what we are supposed to draw. problem. So rule number 2, what is rule number 2? P is 2, Z is 1, P minus Z is 1. Rule number 3, which section of real axis is a part of CRL? We have a pole at origin, we have a pole at minus 3, and we have a 0 at plus 1. A point on real axis is said to be on CRL if to the right side of this point the sum of poles and zeros is even number. So between 0 and minus 3, this section of real axis is a part of CRL. Between plus 1 plus infinity, this entire section of real axis also is a part of CRL. Because if you choose a point के right side पे even number of poles and zeros रहना. You understand? So this portion and this portion of real axis is a part of CRL. Because P minus Z is 1, P minus Z 1 means only one asymptote will be there. Root locus में it will be 180 degrees. Inverse root locus में it will be 0 degrees. This line itself is asymptote. एक asymptote के लिए कोई centroid जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि यही asymptote है, ये लाइन ही asymptote है. Next rule number 6 क्या है? Rule number 6 is breakaway points. Construct the characteristic equation of this. It becomes 1 plus minus k into s minus 1 by s into s plus 3 equal to 0. This becomes s into s plus 3 plus k into 1 minus s equal to 0. This is the characteristic equation. Write k in terms of s. K into 1 minus s is equal to minus s square minus 3s. This is minus s square minus 3s by 1 minus s. Solve dk by ds and equal to 0. This will become 1 minus s minus 2s minus 3 minus of minus s square minus 3s into minus 1. This whole thing divided by 1 minus s whole square. This is equal to 0. So this reduces to minus 2s minus 3 plus 2s square plus 3s minus s square minus 3s equal to 0. This will become s square minus 2s minus 3 minus b plus or minus root of b square 4ac by 2a. 1 plus or minus 2. The breakaway points are minus 1 and plus 3. And if you observe, the minus 1 or the plus 3, दोनों valid breakaway points. You understand? Now, these two poles will meet, they break away. इसका मतलब they are crossing them, or they are breaking away, they have to come here. इसका मतलब they are crossing imaginary axis. So you have to apply rule number 7 also. What is rule number 7? Intersection. तो ये क्या है ये square s into 3 minus k plus k. ये characteristic equation है. Construct Rauther for this. It is s square s1 s0 1 k 3 minus k 0 k 0. 3 minus k equal to 0. What is k marginal value? 3. What is the auxiliary equation? S square plus k. S square plus 3 s equal to plus minus of j 1.732. So this is where the poles are crossing the imaginary axis. Now you see the CRL for this problem. We have a pole at origin, we have a pole at minus 3. This section of real axis is a part of root locus, that is CRL, and this section of real axis also is a part of CRL. So these two poles will be moving towards each other. They will be meeting first at minus 1, they break away. What is the shape of the locus again here also? They break away in the form of a circle. So one pole will approach this breakaway point, another pole will approach this breakaway point. One will terminate at 0, the other will terminate at infinity. What is this called? Breakaway point. What is this point called? This is called as, this is also breakaway point, but because the roots are breaking in again, we call it as break-in point. और एक crossover with intersection कहाँ पे है? minus j 1.732 and j 1.732. अब ये सर्कल का रेडियस और सेंटर क्या है? हाँ? ये सर्कल का रेडियस एंड सेंटर क्या है? ये सेंटर है और ये, so you have to draw this circle with 1 as center and with a radius of 2. The circle you have to draw. समझ में आया? अब यार सुनो इधर पूरा. Suppose अगर हमने 1 minus s factor को ऐसे ही किया, we have not converted this into minus of s minus 1. I have taken it as it is. अब रूट लॉकस डालना है उसका. Pole at origin, pole at minus 3, 0 at plus 1. Root locus का मतलब which section of real axis is root locus here? Huh? Which section of real axis is root locus here? ये minus 3 to minus infinity root locus है और 0 to 1 root locus है. Yes or no? इसका मतलब क्या? ये पोल ऐसा जा रहा है इंफिनिटी पे और ये पोल 0 पे टर्मिनेट हो रहा है. ये रूट लॉकस है. अगर 1 minus s as it is लेके अगर हम ड्रॉ करेंगे तो मगर ये कितना गलत है, क्योंकि रूट लॉकस इज क्रॉसिंग द इमेजिनरी एक्सिस. इधर है यहाँ पे. इसका मतलब इसका रूट लॉकस नहीं बनेगा. इसका क्या बनेगा? इनवर्स रूट लॉकस बनेगा, क्योंकि 1 minus s factor should not be taken as 1 minus. They have to be necessarily taken as minus of s minus 1. So the check for root locus is over. The check for root locus is over. समझ में आया? थर्ड क्वेश्चन देखो, हाथ में लिखो ये पूरा. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 देखो. Same problem. Same problem. ये भी ऑप्शन है या नहीं है? इसको अगर हम टिक करते हैं तो कितना गलत है? हाँ? क्या है आंसर? सी है इसका आंसर. क्योंकि इसका RL नहीं बनेगा. इसका क्या बनेगा? इसका CRL बनेगा. अंडरस्टैंड? we are asked to draw root locus of this problem. This is given. To draw root locus, we require open loop transfer function. The open loop transfer function of this is k into s plus alpha by s into s plus 1 into s plus 8. Can we draw root locus for this problem?
ओरिजिनल आया दोनों टकरा है
Yes or no?
ओरिजिनल दोनों इधर से गया इधर से
क्या पूछा? Can we draw root locus for this problem or not? No. Why no? So to draw root locus, the location of poles and zeros have to be mentioned. अगर कोई पोल या जीरो लोकेशन में स्पेसिफाइड नहीं है, you can't draw directly root locus for this problem. You cannot draw. So if any pole or a zero location is not specified, for such type of transfer functions, we have to now draw root contours. Next subheading.
काट दो ले क्यों अच्छा टॉपिक मेरा पेज तो खत्म हो गया इसलिए हम अगले पेज में लिख रहे हैं क्या contours
root contours are multiple root locus diagrams. Root contours are multiple root locus diagrams obtained by varying multiple parameters in a transfer function. Obtained by varying multiple parameters in a transfer function drawn on same S-plane. Drawn on same S-plane. Now if you look at this problem, generally we draw root locus diagrams by varying the gain of the system from 0 to infinity. So only gain is the parameter which we are varying. But now if you look at this transfer function, how many parameters are present which we have to vary? One is this gain, anyhow you are varying. Another parameter which is not, which value we don't know, is alpha. So in a problem, if any pole or a zero location is not given, pole or a zero location is not given, and you are asked to draw root locus, then immediately identify that it is a problem related to contours. In root contours, we have to draw two root locus diagrams. First, by varying the gain. Second, by varying alpha, because we don't know what is the value of alpha. Such multiple locus diagrams obtained by varying multiple parameters in a transfer function are called as root contours. So first, separately you draw with with respect to k, you draw separate root locus. With respect to alpha, you draw separate root locus. After that, both the root locus diagrams have to be shown on the same S-plane. If there is any overlap, one you show by dotted line, one you show by bold line. If there is any overlapping, you show that overlapping. That is not a problem. So such multiple locus diagrams drawn on the same S-plane, we call them as contours, root contours. The procedure for drawing root contours is you have to take one parameter at a time. So case 1, if you are drawing with respect to k, that means we are not varying alpha. Alpha equal to 0 का मतलब क्या? We are not varying alpha. G of s will become k into s by s into s plus 1 into s plus 8. This is called as pole zero cancellation. Pole zero cancellation means you have to show like this in the diagram. Pole and zero are occurring on the same point. That is the meaning. Because similar type of problem we have done, I am only showing you the shape. This breakaway point and all these things you can calculate, isn't it? So these two poles will come and meet at a breakaway point. They break away along 90 degree and 270 degree asymptotes. So this is the shape of the root locus that you get with respect to k. Next, you have to draw root locus with respect to alpha. You cannot make k equal to 0. And second thing is, root locus is drawn by varying the gain of the system from 0 to infinity, or root locus is drawn by varying any pole or a zero location from 0 to infinity. अभी अल्फा क्या है? पोल और जीरो लोकेशन है या गेन है? हाँ, एक जीरो लोकेशन है, गेन तो नहीं है ना, तो इसको पहले गेन के प्लेस में लेके आना. You have to bring this alpha to the place of gain. You have to make this as gain of the system. So to do that, case 2, you construct the characteristic equation k into s plus alpha by s into s plus 1 into s plus 8 equal to 0. So it is s into s plus 1 into s plus 8 plus ks plus k alpha equal to 0. Whatever function you have before alpha, take that out common. K alpha by s into s plus 1 into s plus 8 plus ks. Compare this with 1 plus GSH equal to 0. So the new open loop transfer function form is k alpha by s into s plus 1 into s plus 8 plus ks. Now if you see this alpha, is this the gain of the system, or is this alpha any pole or a zero location now? Is this a pole or a zero location or a gain here? Now you have to draw root locus for this problem with respect to variations in alpha. But still you are having k. Generally the root contours problems are asked like this. Questions are asked like this. Draw root locus for k equal to 10. ऐसा क्वेश्चन रहते हैं. Draw root locus for k equal to 10 का मतलब क्या? Will you put 10 here and try to solve? No. In case 1, alpha is 0. This is the function. You have to vary k from 0 to infinity. Whatever value of k is given, then you should use it in case 2. Suppose if no value of k is given, as in this example, no value of k is given, you are simply asked to draw root locus for this block diagram, for this control system. So if no value of k is given, then you have to put k value as 1. So g of s, h of s equal to alpha by s into s square plus 9s plus 9. Same type of root locus we have drawn. We have 3 real and unequal roots. I am only showing you the shape of the locus. The same type of problem we have solved. You can calculate the breakaway point and all these things for this problem. So these two poles will be meeting at a breakaway point. They break away along 60 and 300 degree asymptotes. They terminate to infinity. So this will be the shape of the locus with respect to what? Alpha. This will be the shape of the locus with respect to such multiple locus diagrams. We call them as contours. Now in the exam, such questions will be given. Say for example, if this is a question asked. Find breakaway points for k equal to 10. That is the question given. So find breakaway points for k equal to 10 means what will you do? Will you try to put 10 here and try to solve? Huh? If any pole or a zero location is not given, if you are asked to draw a root locus or if you are asked to find breakaway points for specified values of k, identify that this problem is related to root concepts. Whatever k value is given, this you have to use it in case 2. It is 10 alpha by s into s plus 1 into s plus 8 plus 10s. Let 10 alpha be some k dash. This becomes k dash by s square 9s plus 18. Now you construct the characteristic equation for this. S into s square plus 9s plus 18 equal to 0. S cube 9s square 18s plus k dash. Write this k dash in terms of s. 9s square 18s. Solve dk dash by ds and equal to 0. This will become 3s square 18s plus 18. अब इसके रूट्स फाइंड आउट करना. दो रूट्स आएंगे, दोनों में एक वैलिड ब्रेकअवे पॉइंट. दिस इज द प्रोसीजर. रूट्स फाइंड आउट करो और क्या है. On-off controller. It is a natural extension of on-off controller. ये on-off controller नहीं है, ये on-off controller का extension है. आज मैं जल्दी से proportional controller is on-off controller. ऐसा कुछ ऑप्शन रहा तो on-off controller को पिक करके आगे मेरा गला नहीं पकड़ना. क्या है? ये extension of on-off controller. ये on-off controller नहीं है. Second. Similarly, on-off controller भी proportional controller नहीं है. एग्जाम में यह भी पूछता. On-off controller is proportional controller, non-linear controller. ऐसा ऑप्शन रहता. It is not proportional control. It is a non-linear control. दो ही states है, on and off. और इसमें दो states नहीं है. It is smoothly opening and closing the trap. Second point. The band of errors. The band of errors where every value of error, the band of errors where every value of error has a unique value of controller output, has a unique value of controller output, is known as proportional band. Known as proportional band. Next, the disadvantage of this controller is it exhibits a permanent residual error known as offset. It exhibits a permanent residual error known as offset at its operating point. At its operating point. Now listen here. When you reduce the width of the proportional band, what is proportional band? It is a band of errors where every value of error has a unique value of controller output. As the width of the proportional band reduces, यहाँ पे जो error की quantities है, they will not change. They will remain. Every value of error has a unique value of controller output. So when you change the width of the proportional band, these quantities will not change. For the same values, the controller output will change. For the same values, the controller output will change. You understand? So because this is defined as the band of errors, then every value of error has a unique value of controller output. When you reduce the width of the proportional band, this error quantities will remain same. For the same values, controller output will change, whether you increase it or reduce it. Is this clear? Question number 20 देखो, chapter 3, page number 63. Maximum value of controller output is 100 volts and is obtained when the input error is 1 volt. So the equation is P is KPE. 100 volts you are getting for 1 volt error. KP value is 100. What is proportional band? 100 by KP. 100 by 100 is 1. Percentage proportional band will become 1 into 100 equal to 100%. 100% proportional band है, for 1 volt error you are getting an output of 100 volts. For 100% proportional band, for 1 volt error you are getting an output of 100 volts. By changing the width of the proportional band, यहाँ पे error की जो quantities है उसमें कोई चेंज नहीं होगा. इसमें चेंज होगा सिर्फ कंट्रोलर आउटपुट में चेंज होगा. अगर ये प्रोपोर्शनल बैंड का विड्थ अगर हम 20% अगर हम कर दिए, व्हाट विल बी द 20 by 100 into 100 is 20 volts. For the same 1 volt error, the output will be 20 volts. ये इसका आंसर है. So by changing, increasing or reducing the width of the proportional band, only the controller output will change, not the input quantities. क्योंकि एरर तो आ गया यहाँ पे, 1 वोल्ट एरर है. अब जो कंट्रोलर आउटपुट है, ये प्रोपोर्शनल बैंड चेंज करने से ये तो चेंज नहीं होगा. क्या चेंज होगा? आउटपुट ही चेंज होगा. You understand?
Consumption number answer 1 volt 20 volt D.
Finished? Now listen. The second type of control mode or controller mode. The second type of controller mode we call it as integral controller, or it is called as integral mode. In an integral mode, the rate of change of controller output is proportional to error. Is Ki into E. This Ki, we call it as integral scaling. The actual controller output is obtained by integrating this equation. That is why we call this as integral controller. P of S is equal to Ki by S into E of S. So the transfer function of an integral controller is of the form of Ki by S with E of S as input and P of S as output. We are defining reset time as Pi is equal to 1 by Ki. ये reset time क्या है, इसका क्या significance है, appropriate time पे बताऊँ, अभी सिर्फ लिखो 1 by Ti integral of E dt. We can also write the transfer function of integral controller in terms of this reset time as 1 by TIS with E of S as input, E of S as output. So either this or this is a transfer function representation of an integral controller. Now let us see how this fellow is going to work in this plant. So this is error, this is the controller output. So at some point of time t equal to t1, a sudden error of magnitude A has occurred in the system. What is the meaning of the sudden error? We already know. We are using an integral controller here. What is the transfer function of an integral controller? 1 by TIS. Let us see how this fellow is going to work. The controller output is 1 by Ti integral of A dt, because E is A. It is A by Ti into T. This is the response of the controller. This is how he is responding. A by Ti into T. At this point of time t equal to t1, maximum error to system mein ho gaya. Suddenly the inlet has changed. Large quantity of water came and fell into that. Suddenly, the pani ka level suddenly jumped to a new value. Ab itna sudden error to hai system. Water level is somewhere here now. Error to abhi maximum hai system mein. The controller ka output kya hai? 0. He is not responding. Water level is somewhere at a new value, but what is the controller output? 0. Previous fellow, he immediately responded, but this fellow, error तो हो गया वहाँ पे, इसका response क्या है? 0. He is responding. He is sending a control signal, but this control signal that he is sending is very slow. This is the disadvantage of an integral controller. His response to errors is very slow. अब मेरे को ये check करना है whether this response is fast or slow. I want to check mathematically. To check mathematically, we know that for any system, when you subject that system to sinusoidal input, output also will be sinusoidal. The output will have different magnitude and different phase. Suppose if the output is exhibiting phase lead characteristics, इसका मतलब क्या? Fast response. If the output is exhibiting phase lag characteristics, what does it mean? So if I want to check whether this response is fast or slow, you must perform sinusoidal analysis of this controller. Subject this controller to sinusoidal input and see whether this controller will give a phase lead output or phase lag output. Because input is error, we assume that error to be sinusoidal, and this is only mathematical analysis. Don't ask me to show sinusoidal error here. I can't show. So I am just doing sinusoid analysis to check whether this response is fast or slow. So let E equal to sin omega t. It is 1 by Ti integral of sin omega t dt. This is 1 by omega Ti minus cos omega t. It is 1 by omega Ti sin of omega t minus pi by 2. So you see, for sin omega t input, phase of the controller output is leading or lagging? How much angle it is lagging? pi by 2 phase lag का मतलब क्या है? Both fast response है या slow response? ये disadvantage ये controller. So no doubt he is responding. Suddenly inlet change होने से water level सब में इधर चलेंगे. Error तो हो गया यहाँ पे. He is responding, but his response is very slow. Though he is slowly responding, whether he is removing this error or not, we have to check. Which means whether he is bringing the water level back to set point value or not, we have to check. So let us check that. That means this error is this error becoming completely zero or not, we have to check. How to check that? You have to evaluate. This should become zero. Let us evaluate that. Limit s tends to 0, s a by s, r by rcs plus 1 by 1 plus r by tis into 1 plus ts. This ss gets cancelled. Magnitude of ess will become ar by 1 plus infinity. How much? He is bringing the water level back to set point value. But what is the use if he is doing it very slow? You understand?
ग्रुप सेंसिटिविटी तो कल पढ़ा है, इसलिए हमें इसमें चेक करके बैठे हैं लिखने, कहीं हम गलती से लिख चले गए बीच में.
Disadvantage of integral controller is the disadvantage of integral controller. The disadvantage of integral controller is its response to errors is slow. However, it is capable of eliminating the steady state error. Capable of eliminating the steady state error completely in the system. completely in the system. We have the last pure mode as derivative mode. So derivative controller is also called as derivative or rate. Derivative controller is also called as rate controller. It is called as rate controller because the controller output is proportional to rate of change of error. It is Kd into dE by dt. This will become Kd S into E of S. This is Kds. E of S is the input. E of S is the output. This Kd we call it as rate constant. We are defining rate time. What is the significance of this? I will tell you at the appropriate time. Pd is equal to Kd. We can also express the transfer function of a derivative controller in terms of the stream. This is TDS. E of S is the input. P of S is the output. Now let us see how this fellow is going to work in this plant. Say at some point of time a sudden error of magnitude A has occurred in the system. How is the controller responding to the sudden error? We will see. This is Td d by dt of A. Since E is equal to A. What is derivative of constant? 0. Sudden error. Sudden error means suddenly if inlet changes, water level suddenly jumps to a new value. Sudden errors occur. What is the output of the derivative controller? 0. Which means he is not responding. Is this an advantage or a disadvantage? This is the disadvantage of a derivative controller. It cannot respond to sudden errors. If it is unable to respond to sudden errors, then let us see how this fellow is responding to AT. What is the meaning of AT? Agar yes, large quantity of water suddenly comes and falls into the tank, तो sudden error. Suppose continuously water is falling into the tank at some rate, at some fixed rate. जैसा अगर टैप को हमने 10% ओपन करके छोड़ दिया, what will happen? Water will be falling continuously into the tank, into the bucket. What happens to water level? Gradually it also starts rising. Like that, when this is changing at some rate, constant rate, water level also will be rising constantly at some rate, it will be rising. Error also is changing constantly. Yes or no? This is called as AT error, represented as AT. If this is the error, let us see how this fellow is responding to this error. It is Td d by dt of AT. It is ATD is the response. This is how he is responding. ATD is the response. If you observe, at t equal to t1, what is the error? But what is the controller output? Maximum. To which setting is sending a signal. Error is still 0. Error is still 0 means this is just about to change. It has not even started changing. Error, water level is at the set point value only. Error is 0. Water level is about to rise. Error is about to occur. Error has not even started occurring. Before the error has occurred, this controller is sending a signal to the control element. Before this is rising, it is about to change, it has not even started changing. Suddenly this fellow is opening the tank. What will happen? अभी पानी का लेवल सेट पॉइंट पे ही है, एरर 0 है, but controller is sending a sudden signal to the control element. Suddenly he is opening the tap. To his setting he is opening. What happens to the water level? It will fall. अब एरर होने से पहले ही sending a signal. So fast. So fast भी नहीं, unusually fast. अब एरर हुआ ही नहीं, ये होने वाला है. एरर होने से पहले अगर कंट्रोल सिग्नल अगर हम दे रहे हैं, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? वाटर लेवल विल फॉल. तो क्या होगा? आउटलेट विल बिकम मोर देन इनलेट होगा. अगर आउटलेट मोर देन इनलेट हो गया तो क्या होगा? खाली हो जाएगा. टैंक विल बिकम. व्हाट इज दिस फेलो डूइंग? By sending a signal before error, is emptying the tank. पानी का लेवल तो सेट पॉइंट पर रखना छोड़ो, दूर की बात. Is emptying the tank. क्या ये एडवांटेज है? प्रोपोर्शनल कंट्रोलर का रेस्पॉन्स बहुत ठीक था, क्योंकि प्रोपोर्शनेटली ही सेंडिंग a signal. और उसका प्रॉब्लम क्या है? ऑफसेट. सेकंड फेलो ऑफसेट को कंप्लीटली रिमूव, नो ऑफसेट. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? Is true. This fellow unusually fast. अभी ये फास्ट है या नहीं चेक करना है. कैसा? How to check? Let E equal to sin omega t d by dt of sin omega t cos omega t sin of omega t plus pi by 2. So you see, for sinusoidal input, the phase of the controller output is exhibiting phase lead characteristics. Phase lead का मतलब क्या? It's an indication of fast response. You understand? So because this fellow is sending a control signal before the error has occurred, it means he is anticipating error. Error होने से पहले ही he is sending a control signal का मतलब क्या? He is anticipating error. You understand? And then he is sending a control signal. That is why another name for this fellow is anticipatory controller, because he sends a control signal in anticipation of error. जो anticipatory nature है, this will not work all the time. You understand? It will not work all the time. Suppose बारिश होने वाला है, समझ के अगर हम छाता लेकर निकल गए, बारिश हुआ तो ठीक है, नहीं हुआ तो ये unnecessary weight है ना हाथ में. ऐसा anticipation may work, may not work also. Anticipate करने से the chances are the tank is becoming empty. This anticipatory nature may create or may induce instability in a system also. You understand? This is the reason why ये जो integral controllers or derivative controllers है, individually you never use. You always combine it. And the most popular combinations are EI, ED and EID combinations. Individually you can't use these controllers.
लिखवाएंगे।
मैं तो एक जोकर बन गया आप लोग। तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट ब्रेक लेंगे, ये 2 पॉइंट्स तो लिखो पहले इसके बारे में। First point, write down. The disadvantage of this controller is it cannot respond to sudden errors. It cannot respond to sudden errors. Second point. It is also known as anticipatory controller. Because it sends a control signal in anticipation of error. Sends a control signal in anticipation of error. Third, the anticipatory nature may result in instability in the system. You understand? So the next class will be at 10:30 and we will see the composite modes, PI, PD and